This is If I Were a Woman in a Tragedy. Love and death, two concepts that couldn't be further apart or more connected, especially when you are a woman in a tragedy. Antigone, Iphigenia, Miriam, the Duchess, Beatrice Joanna, all women who died in their stories. Antigone for the love of her brother, Iphigenia for the love of her country, Miriam for the supposed love for another, the Duchess for true love, Beatrice Joanna for the attempt to find love. If I were a woman in a tragedy, I'd die because I dared to love another woman. Because I won't be quiet, like Miriam, whose sin is only present because she has a voice. Those who defy expectations are painted as anti-heroes, created in the model of Eve who dared to fall. Women like Beatrice Joanna, who use their womanhood, their sexuality, to achieve their desires. She is made to be a lustful villain, but was she not just using the only power given to her? If I were a woman in a tragedy, I would end up an anti-hero like her, struggling against the confines of womanhood. The women from these plays that we are told to admire are moderate. They accept their deaths when they are inevitable. But even these women die. They are not immune to tragedy. Iphigenia sacrifices herself for the good of the Greek army. It was her decision, we're told, but was it really? Because when those you love expect something from you, are you not supposed to give it to them? Are we not told it's better to cause ourselves suffering than to bring pain to others? If I were a woman in a tragedy, not being able to say no would bring my demise. The choices these women make become political. Nothing can be private when one is continually observed, like the Duchess whose brother set a spy on her. Antigone faces the wrath of Creon to give her brother a better ending. She ends up dying alone by her own hand. But yet, because her death is off stage, there's a level of removal. The emotional impact of her suicide is reduced to a messenger's description. If I were a woman in a tragedy, sitting on the floor of my bathroom wanting to die, am I expected to die with grace, with dignity? When all I want to do is scream and yell to be human like Cariola, who made up excuses on why she could not be killed, and is seen as the foil to the Duchess's grace. Because then at least I would be feeling something wholly my own. If I were a woman in a tragedy, I would not be admired. I would already be dead.